Huet, time to talk ghosts and ghouls and things that go bump in the night at the Second Stage pub in Ilfracombe. You've told us about the spirit scried in the mirror, the one you helped to pass over to the other side. What else have you seen there?
Such a variety of different entities come through. Some good, some are quite bad. Last Halloween, we did an event in there, and we have a lady who lives upstairs, and we heard tapping on the ceiling. And it kept going on for about an hour and a half as we were setting up. And I said to Mark, you better go up and see if she's okay. And she's fallen over. But she was up there, she was watching telly. She thought it was us banging. She heard banging, but thought it was us. And it got worse through the night to the point where it felt like someone was hitting a sledgehammer. And the ceilings aren't very high in there. They're quite low. And there was, I actually felt that the ceiling was going to come down at one point. There's the aggression you had with that.
Yeah, I can relate to that, Huet, because the banging and clattering and general racket I heard every night in the haunted pub I ran, the now closed forever Royal Standard in Mary Tavy, was incredible. No doubt I'll share tales from there during the haunted pub crawl I'll soon be embarking on with Abby and George. Back to this haunted pub you know well, Huet, Ilfracombe's Second Stage. Any other good tales to share?
One person come into the Second Stage with us and he announced that he had an attachment. The pool tables where we do the scrying is, you have to step up one step to get to this elevated area. And he was up there and I couldn't get up on there. I felt dizzy every time I tried to go up on there. And when I did, you're standing near him, you felt sick, physically sick. You felt dizzy and nauseous. It wasn't very nice. And people around him noticed he was twiddling a ring on his finger. And all the devices like the K2s and a few other devices we had were just kicking off. Then people reported foul smell in the cellar when he was in there with them. We think that when he left that these things still continued, because a few weeks after that we were having only Guinness being pushed off the table. So it happened to Mark. We were in there one evening. I saw him go through his glass and the glass moved away from him and then came off the table, but it didn't fall. It came off vertical and then went straight down. We've had two other customers tell us that, well, totally sort of landlords have said, got more complaints from people saying their pints of Guinness had been taken off the table. And from that point of view, we did an experiment where we set up some cameras, we set up pint of Guinness on a locked off cameras, the table was completely dry, the glass was completely dry, and then we caught the glass moving right to the edge of the table.
You know, I'm going to ask you a question here. I used to have a haunted pub. That's really where my interest in this comes from. Although I worked for a while as a brewery rep, and it was always good fun to go into pubs and ask the landlady, was it haunted, and hear the stories and get told some great stories. Any idea, any theory as to why pubs tend to be so prolific in terms of hauntings?
I think it's because it's such a social meeting place that you get people coming in. We had one person come through in the stage to us and we asked, we're doing the Ouija board at that point, and they spelt out, it just looked interesting. We said to them, who they were. Are you here in Ilfracombe? Were you in the pub? They went, no. So we just said, are you just visiting them? They went, yeah. We went, why? And they went, it just looked interesting.